So does it count? And even some of your, oh wait, I'll have you down. Does it count if it's not on Strava? So there's a running joke among your everyday non-professional athletes. And in some cases, the pros even live by this rule. If it's not on Strava, then it doesn't count. Over time, this rule has made at a minimum for some really good memes. I realize I am slow in responding to this new Strava drama that is unfolding at the international level, but my biggest question is, if it's not on Strava, is it still not going to count? If you're unfamiliar with what's going on with Strava, they recently decided to take away a big feature that they offered for free, and now you may only use this feature if you pay for the subscription, the segments leaderboard. Naturally, this is upsetting a lot of users. Why do we all of a sudden have to pay for something that was always free? Full disclosure, I actually already pay for a subscription, so I'm not really sure this entirely affects me. I can understand why Strava did this, but I can also understand why many are upset over this decision, and a lot of users are threatening to jump ship. The Strava segments are the coolest feature about the app. I remember the first time I got a QOM, I looked at my uploaded ride and was surprised to see this pretty little crown there. I had no idea what it was, but I opened up the ride and I saw what it meant and was instantly hooked. I needed to get more of those. And so I became a little bit of a Strava freak. I rode my bike at 1 speed. Fast as possible. I knew when I was going for a ride which segments I was going to try to snatch the crown on, and this led me to upgrading to the subscription because I liked that I was able to star segments, and during rides when I was coming up on a segment, my Wahoo element would notify me when a segment was about to start. And I would be able to see in real time how far ahead or behind I was from the QOM, so I knew if I was close enough to like push it a little bit harder and get it, or if I should just save that one for another day. I will admit though, the segments and leaderboard lost its appeal to me when I switched to training as a triathlete rather than a cyclist. I mean, 3 sports to train for, and rarely did a segment fit in with any of my training plans for the day. So I stopped caring so much that I haven't even uploaded any pics for my activities in months. And even the last ride I did outdoors is still labeled morning ride. So the question now is the subscription really worth it? Here are my thoughts. First of all, the Strava experience is actually quite nice considering it's ad-free. This is super valuable to me, as I think other social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram have really been destroyed by ads and algorithms they have that favor those ads. It's really hard for me to spend time on those platforms anymore. And of course, YouTube has their premium service, which is amazing and totally worth a monthly subscription to avoid all the annoying ads that are on YouTube as well. And even Strava also switched to an algorithm-based feed instead of chronological order, and they got a lot of nasty feedback from their users. They did something Instagram is incapable of doing. They actually listened to their users and gave us the option to view activities in chronological order again. So, yay! I also love the fact that the only sort of ad-like content I see when I'm on a platform is something inviting me to join a challenge or a virtual race, so I can possibly win a $50 credit to spend on Roca or something like that. For me, the lack of ads is worth whatever they want to charge me, but to each their own. The segments and its leaderboard is also another incredible feature. The leaderboard used to be part of the free version, but now it is subscription-based, and that's where all the fuss is coming from. Personally, I never could believe that it was a free feature anyway. I can't imagine the cost to maintain the leaderboard. I mean, it's not like they actually just built it and it runs itself. For example, I know people every day who are flagging other people for suspicious behavior on the KOMs and QOMs, and this is something that has to be managed by someone. The Strava segments is what will prevent a lot of upset people from jumping ship. The segments are a lot of fun, and while there are a lot of similar apps for tracking activities, there just isn't another app that offers segments like Strava does. And you can still see at least the top 10 on the leaderboard for the free version, so maybe just ride faster and make sure you're always in the top 10. So Strava has quite a few more features for your subscription fee, but to be completely honest, most of them are available on other platforms. So let's look at the other side of things. Why I think it's totally stupid that Strava is upsetting their users in a way that almost seems like they're doing it on purpose. Number one, this is a time when companies are offering more to their customers for less. Ruby AR was supposed to be free for the entire month of April, and I'm still using it without having paid for a subscription, and it's almost the end of May already. RGT Cycling is another offering free premium membership on their platform during lockdown. Heck, even Las Vegas announced that they aren't going to charge for parking anymore on this strip. Oh, that's like the greatest news. So why during a time when many companies are trying to alleviate some of the stress caused on our wallets, would Strava think it's a good idea to start charging their users for something they have always offered for free? I understand they aren't profitable yet, but I think there were other alternatives that would have been less annoying. I mean, as much as I hate seeing ads, Strava could probably make way more money off of ads than they could on premium memberships. And they would probably get people like me to pay for a subscription so they don't have to see those ads. I really hate seeing ads. I believe another great option would have been to give us some sort of warning. Maybe make it an announcement that it isn't feasible to keep the leaderboard as a non-subscription service. But in lieu of charging us now, they will wait until we can all get back to work before they start charging us. I mean, so many people aren't working now, so that means a lot of time spent on Strava, but also less money to be spent. With all that being said, honestly, I think I still stick with Strava. I love the platform when I actually get around to using it. Will I continue to pay for a Summit membership? Probably not. I'm not even sure why I paid for it this year, especially since I'm just riding my indoor trainer every day as I get these notifications over and over again. Uh-oh, you lost another QOM. And losing QOMs can't even matter to me because I'm not going to go put them back on my list to get back once I start riding outside again. At least not until I retire from triathlon training, I suppose. I'm not sure what benefit I can get from remaining a Summit member when there are still better apps to keep track of all that statistical data that I don't even look at anymore on Strava. Ooh. And it also bothers me that Strava is being a bully to other apps who were once able to collect user data from Strava and import it to their services, such as Relive and the Ironman virtual races. They said it's because they were concerned about the security of our information. I mean, how secure do you think I need my activities to be when I'm already uploading them to Strava for the entire world to see? To me, this was just really lame and caused me unnecessary time wasted figuring out how to get my activities uploaded to these other apps. When once again, this was something that Strava provided for its users and then took it away, making life way more complicated than it had to be. And then they send out these emails about how the other services aren't doing things right. So when you look at these apps like Ironman Virtual Race and Relive, the common factor in all of these issues is Strava. So I'm not quick to believe that everybody else is doing things wrong and Strava is doing everything perfectly. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know in the comments what you think about the changes Strava has made. Will you pay for the membership or stick with the free version? Or are you gonna jump over to Map My Ride or Ride with GPS, Training Peaks, or any of the other apps that I didn't mention, because there are actually quite a few alternatives out there. But until we figure out what Strava is up to and how much better they might make this app become with this possible extra income, I'm gonna stick around and see what happens. So if you plan to stick around on the platform too, then feel free to follow me on Strava. The link to my profile will be in the description, and I would also love for you to follow me on Instagram. Until next time, thanks for listening to my first ever little YouTube rant. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the alert bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Cheers. I like that I was able,